Hey, what's going on, Merc fam? Thank you for tuning in to another one of my videos. In this episode, we're going to be speaking on the No Way Home trailer that was released yesterday and has got the internet in a frenzy. The speculation surrounding this movie, period, has been one of the greatest things that I've seen in the MCU so far. Now, I know that we've had the Infinity War, which was kind of like stopped in an abrupt moment, and that's where Endgame picked up. And we've had these Disney Plus series that seem to be tying into the MCU, but without a doubt, Spider-Man Home is definitely at the center of all of this hype. Now, I know that this video is a little weird. It's not necessarily a trailer reaction. It's not really something that I'm putting on the screen because I don't want to ruin what I saw online last night. So the leaked trailer that I watched seemed to be a little choppy. I saw so many different scenes, but for the most part, a lot of the fan theories and speculation surrounding NWA has been insane. Before we start talking about what my eyes were blessed to see last night in the leaked Spider-Man footage, I want to give you guys a spoiler warning. If you haven't seen the trailer, which I know you haven't, it's something that you gotta look for. Go ahead, click off this video. This is for my fans who are really interested in knowing what's going on in the No Way Home trailer. A lot of people have been saying Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are gonna be making reprisal scenes in this movie, but it's crazy because I've literally seen Andrew Garfield in an interview saying that he has got no phone call from Feige. The MCU hasn't reached out to him in any form or fashion, so if it was to happen, he wouldn't know. People have also pressed Tobey Maguire out and about, asking him if he's gonna be a part of No Way Home, and he says he don't like to talk about movies until they're out. And this is something that I love. They're not necessarily denying their involvement in the Spidey movie, but they're not saying that they're in it or not, really. You know what I mean? They're keeping it up in the air for us, and I love that. We've also heard that the Sinister Six is gonna be making their appearance in this movie. Of course, in the past Spider-Man movies, especially in the Andrew Garfield versions, they were gonna go into the Sinister Six realm, but because neither one of the original two Spider-Man movies got their third movie, we never really got to see any of the Sinister Six connect. In the trailer, we see Doc Ock, Electro, Green Goblin, and even though they didn't necessarily show it, I'm sure that they're gonna be bringing back the Lizard from Andrew Garfield, aka the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Essentially, it seems that Peter Parker is going to be picking up from the last moment in the last Spider-Man movie when Mysterio outed his secret identity to all of New York City and the rest of the world. So in the comic book material, this does happen. It's not necessarily by Mysterio, but the world does find out about Peter Parker and Spider-Man being the same person. So what Spidey ends up doing, because his identity and the people that he cares about is sacred to him, it's one of the key moral things that drives our Spider-Man, you know, keeping his identity secret and the people he loves safe. He goes to Doctor Strange and he does ask him to put out a spell that's going to make everyone forget who he is. During this incantation with Doctor Strange, things do go awry. Peter Parker keeps interjecting and distracting Doctor Strange by telling him, I want certain people to remember who I am, like Mary Jane, my best friend, Aunt May. And because Doctor Strange only leaves a couple people knowing his identity, it fucks with the multiverse. I tell you all this just to say, in the trailer, it seems that this is where we're picking up at. Spider-Man meeting up at Doctor Strange's house to hopefully get some sort of spell that's gonna make everyone forget who he is. From what I could see about the trailer and the quality, there was so much mashed up into it. And what I mean by that is there were so many scenes being flashed at once. You know what I mean? They're showing us so much. I saw Green Goblin's pumpkin grenades. I saw William Dafoe. I saw Melina, the guy who plays Doc Ock. Jamie Foxx was in it. They had a character that I believe is supposed to be Shocker. They showed him in one of the other post-credit scenes in one of the Spider-Man movies. I believe he's in the prison. I think that they purposely try to jam-pack this trailer for us so that when we did see it, it was gonna be so much. Spider-Man approaches Doctor Strange, they start doing the incantation, and sure enough, Peter Parker starts interjecting in the trailer, and it seems like it causes some sort of rift. Well, the spell actually looks like it was complete, but obviously something went wrong. Otherwise, we wouldn't have all this crazy hype surrounding this movie. Even though Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield have been denying their involvement in this No Way Home movie, we clearly see them in the trailer. Now, this is something that I'm super excited about. I can't believe it. And even though I'm excited about it, I'm also a little worried, and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't want this movie and what's going on in Tom Holland's Spider-Man universe to divulge into what happened in the past so much that it seems too convoluted or too complicated, all right? I want to make sure that we stay true to what our Peter Parker is going through and maybe spice in a little bit of Peter Parker from the other Tobey Maguire movie or the Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield. I'm not 100% sure because I did see Pete, Mary Jane, and his best friend having conversations. I even saw a newspaper article from the Daily Bugle in the trailer that said Spider-Man Menace, and it didn't say Spider-Man Menace, it said Spider-Man with an E, which insinuates that there's multiple Spider-Men. Look guys, don't judge me. I love Spider-Man. He's one of my favorite superheroes. So to see that Tobey Maguire, a movie that I grew up watching, is gonna be a part of the MCU is absolutely insane. What if somehow by messing with the multiverse and all these different dimensions, pulling in these different Spider-Mans and these different villains from different movies, they actually allow the past two movies to get their third and final movie directed by whoever directed, Sam Raimi and the other guy who directed The Amazing Spider-Man? That would be super dope, right? To let them finish what they started. This is something that I've never seen in the cinematic universe, period. I've really just never seen anyone do this before in movies, man. I'm really looking forward to see what they're gonna bring and how exciting and awesome it's gonna be. I can't believe that there's been so much hype surrounding a trailer alone. Oh man, what else did I see in the trailer, man? What can I think of? I mean, it was extremely colorful. Like when Doctor Strange opens the portal and they're kind of looking through it, the hues came across extremely vibrant, and it reminded me a lot of that animated Spider-Man movie with Miles Morales. I think that Marvel is doing a bunch of fan service right now. They're giving us exactly what we want out of Spider-Man, even though we don't really have the ability to ask for it. Mark my words, man, quote me on this. They're gonna do that very popular meme of the three Spider-Mans pointing at each other and shit. I'm telling you, I don't think that our version of Peter Parker, our young Tom Holland, can take on the super villain powerful team known as the Sinister Six. Don't get me wrong, I've seen Spider-Man go to space in the past couple of movies and ride on the back of a flying horse and shit, but to be real with you, I don't think that he could do it. The only way that he can is if he had the assistance of the other Spider-Man. You know why? Because they've defeated these characters and they know their weakness. I can't wait to see the way that Tom Holland goes back in time and meets Tobey Maguire. I have a feeling that Tom Holland is gonna get thrown back in time and interrupt that scene between the Green Goblin and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man at the end of the first movie. I know you guys remember this part where they're having that speech and he actually has the glider behind him and he does the flip. He's gonna kill him, but he actually kills himself. I think that they're gonna interject right then and there, man. I don't know. Who knows, man? I'm super excited. I hope that you guys love this non-video reaction. Please feel free to hit me up in the comments. Shoot me a DM. I'm looking to have a real good conversation about this movie, but I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. You already know what it is, man. It's been a pleasure. It's your boy Merc, but I'm out.
Movie, but we know that you acting with all of this heat, melt you up like you plastic. Niggas will switch up on you in a moment, like a stack of hundreds. I'm never folding. Heard they changed on me, I never noticed. Hit her and her friends once, that's a bonus. At the top, but I came from the lowest. Married to the money, yeah, I'm devoted.